Hi everyone, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface, and this is Barry Allen, the stupidest man alive. I don't know. Oh, no. So a couple of days ago, I was on EFAP, and this gem of a clip came through in the green room, I suppose, and we all had a little bit of a look and a little bit of a laugh at how naff this promo clip from the Flash was. Now I'm just gonna play it in little short bursts for the copyright gods. No sound is necessary, but you know. But just first of all, this is look at the background. Just look at the buildings, and just look at the environment as he's running. Oh, no. Okay, so it looks like he's running in a PlayStation 2 game, and that's kind of being generous. If you notice as well, we've got one car here. And there is no pedestrians anywhere. None. And it keeps up. Look. Spot a pedestrian. Nowhere. It's just environmentals. Now then, you're like, there's a pedestrian. No. These are 6 sperms. These are 6 flash sperms that are running after impulse, ethnic impulse, and what is going on? What is going on here? So I think this guy is calling himself Godspeed, and he has to recharge in the Speed Force. Az, how do you know that? How do you know that? Well, there's a little bonus segment to this video, because I tried to watch this episode of The Flash. Spoiler alert, I got about, I don't know, halfway through it maximum. So even when he stops, there's nobody around, there's no cars. What is going on? Oh dear God, no, please, this is killing me. Look, okay, so here now we get another shot of the Godspeeds chasing the impulses. Look, what is this? No cars anywhere, no pedestrians anywhere. I don't even think the light source is legit. It just looks like the buildings are just blocks. This just look at it. Even at ground level, nothing, no pedestrians, no cars. So I had to say to myself, turn the corner again, no pedestrians, no cars. So I thought to myself, right, that's the promo clip. You can see we've reset now. I thought to myself, right, okay, there's got to be at least some storyline for this. Maybe Central City or wherever this is being set, because it could be set in Botswana for all I know. Maybe it's been evacuated because of these sperm flash. That's what the inspiration. I think that's a strong word. That was the motivation. Let's probably say that's a better word for watching or attempting to watch this episode of The Flash. Before we do, sorry, my eyes are literally weeping with laughter. Let's have a look at some of the ratings for this season of The Flash, because the CW can't buy a rating on a show at the moment for love nor money. There's only one show that's actually going up in the ratings, and that's Superman and Lois. And that's after it took a hefty dip from the COVID gap 5-week gap that it had to take. But it's trying desperately hard to recover from that. But as you can see, and I know this is season 7. But the Flash was one of the most watched properties, and even Supernatural's doing way better viewing figures at season 7. Supernatural ran for 15 seasons. 15. And it's about season 14 that it was like 13 or so. It's dipping light here. But look, didn't even make $1 million on the first episode, and it's down to 750,000 on the latest, which isn't a series low. Look at these. 0.641, 0.671. Nobody's watching this trash. It's done. The Arrowverse is done. I think it's time that they just wrapped it all up and maybe tried something a little bit different. I don't know, like the way that Superman and Lois doesn't feel like it belongs in the Arrowverse at all. Maybe something like that. Anywho, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at what happens in this week's episode of The Flash that leads to them being chased by Sperm Flash in an empty city. What about that for a transition, eh? So it's Friday Night Tights later, folks. It starts off in the PlayStation 2 game where a Sperm Flash is running and saying the most pathetic dialogue you've ever heard. I'm Sperm Flash, and I'm going to own all of the Speed Forces in a minute, and then I'll just fall over and die. So this woman, who I believe is the daughter of Barry and Iris, she thick. She whips him with a flash lasso. Okay, that's cool. And then I can't get over this Impulse costume. So Impulse, aka Bart Allen, who's the son of Barry and Iris, because this is the future. Sorry, I forgot to say this is the future. This is 2049 or something. And he runs through the dude. He runs through the sperm. I think Greg Berlanti wrote that part of the scene. And she tells him off and he's like, I'm cool. Let's go to the Flash Museum, which I believe is the quantum, let's just say word quantum, that they hang around in all the seasons of The Flash. By the way, there's still not a single solitary soul alive in this city. So they go, the Sperm Flash uses the treadmill to go back in time, going back in time. So they jump in as well, and it's like, hey, we're black in time. What a setup. I have no idea. I haven't watched The Flash since halfway through season 3. I watched season 1, I watched season 2, I got halfway through season 3, and I was like, I'm out. This is shit now. First season I quite enjoyed. Second season was Third season I was it's the same shit over and over again. Hey Barry, there's somebody that can run fast. I believe in the heart of the cards, and Iris is the bestest ever. You've won, Barry. End of season. Da, 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 da. Some reason it plays the Batwoman music. So I've no idea who this guy is, but he's nice and effeminate, so he doesn't scare any of the white ladies who work at Hollywood. And he's the bestest ever. He's the smartest person in the world. There should be a room, the CW room of smartest people in the world, and you open it up and it's just full of ethnic people. Not a single white person among them. Any white people? No. Not in the effeminate, ethnic, bestest, most smartest person in the world room. No. Ain't gonna find any of that here. Okay. So they butter him up, and then Caitlin comes in, and she says, "I've got one line," and then that's it. These kids, I mean, they're meant to be, I don't know what they're meant to be. I don't know if they're meant to be like 10 or if they're meant to be like 20. Because according to Iris later on, they're grown up and adults. But the way they act is like retarded children. It's like they actually are, you know, they've taken a few too many hits to the head. Maybe they've punch drunk concussions. But they act like absolute babies. I don't know who this woman is at all, but the good news is she didn't contribute anything to this terrible dialogue in this scene here. Isn't this such a great walkthrough? I don't know what's going on now. Yeah, so more talking. Right, okay. Oh my god, this is great. This is amazing. So we get a scene where they're sat down eating, and somebody says, "Hey, we want you, Impulse. We want you to be kind of like the comic Impulse, but at the same time, nothing like him whatsoever. So you're going to eat food as quickly as you possibly can, because speed, and then you're just going to burp. And then you're going to say to your sister, who I think is your sister, you're kind of constantly hitting on her, so I'm not too sure, unless that's what you do in the future. Incest, it's a game for the family in the future of The Flash. Then he's just like, "Hey, I think I've got another burp inside. Do you want me to try and get it out?" And she's like, And then he's like, "But I'm not making this up. I am not making this up. This is what happened. This is actually what happened." So he just goes, and burps again. What is this show? What is this freaking show? Written by Eric Wallace and Lauren Barnett. Seriously, become Trappist monks. I'm begging you. So Barry's like, "Hi, kiddies. It's nice to see you back from the future. Iris isn't here, but no! But would you like to see some sperm flash?" And they're like, "Yes, Daddy, we would." So, so apparently, I'm sorry, this is just out of control now. There is a bunch of either clone sperm flash or they've come from different futures. I don't know, but they've been here and they're all fighting each other until "I'm gonna punch you like a choo-choo train. I'm gonna punch you like a choo-choo train." So they turn up and then all the sperms stop fighting each other and then just like, "Right, now we're gonna fight you." Yeah, did you notice that scene? Now, Barry says here, and I distinctly, Minty, remember this. He says, "Secure all the pedestrians." Barry, we haven't seen a single fucking person this whole show apart from the main cast, or there's not been a single solitary pedestrian go past. I know that looks like there's cars in the background, but don't worry, they'll vanish in a moment. Nobody. We haven't seen a single solitary bypasser, vagrant, police officer, rapist. Nobody. Not one. And then we get the scene. We get the scene in the PlayStation 2, where they're running in the PlayStation 2. Then Barry's just like, "No, we need to fight them together." And Bart's like, "No." And then they all just fall down right by a disabled ramp. And I'm like, is that for the writers? And then the director? and the producer and the showrunner. Okay. So they all fall down, and then the sperms all surround Bart, and they're just about to splat all over him and cover him in, I'm pretty sure Belanti wrote this, cover him in white goo, and then Barry turns up and they all just vanish. And then they're just like, Bart, why are they following you? Why are they following you? And then Bart's just like, that's because they're my nemesis. They're my nemesis. They're my earbud thorn. And he gets really like upset and mad, and is just sort of like, no, this is actually the most important thing to me ever. This bitch is having a coffee. I've no idea who she is either. Anyway, effeminate black dude comes up to her and says, can you zap me coffee, or can you zap me Speed Force iPad? And she's like, yeah, whatever, let's just do it. He's like, why don't you take your coffee with you? She's like, I've had enough coffee. I've nuked it already. I've had enough coffee. I just don't want it anymore. And she's really mopey and upset. She's probably on a period. The uterus is pull up. And then he puts his finger in the coffee, and it's clearly cold. He's like, nuked it, huh? We get a flashback to something that happened, and Iris's dad is in Middle City or Midway City or some city that isn't Central City. It's a slightly to the left city. And he's got a flip phone in 2021. And this woman, I think, has come back from 2004. And she's like, do you mind if I have my mobile phone back? And he's like, alright. Yeah, I can have, alright. Iris just appears out of nowhere. She literally materializes out of thin air. And Barry's like, Iris, I missed you. And I'm thinking, what is going on? And she's like, yeah, I've been watching everything from the Still Force, but somebody did a thing with a thing. And so I can come back. I don't know. Oh, by the way, in the other scene, effeminate black guy said, hey, I just looked randomly through some computer files and found a blueprint for a machine that can defeat these things that we're fighting. Isn't that coincidental? Not half as coincidental as the fact I've already built a prototype. And I'm just like, what? Okay. So there's just no threat whatsoever in anything. Iris is just like, I'm amazing. And Barry's just like, you're amazing. So they just tell each other, he tells her that he's amazing. We got a Keystone City now. There's lots of cities that we're going to. And Jay's there. Jay Garrett. And apparently he lost his flash abilities and couldn't walk. But now he's got his flash costume on. And not only can he walk, his flash abilities have gone from 0 to 100. So he's just like, yeah, baby, I'm back in the game. And then he gets kicked onto the ground because he's old. And then the cum flash are all there. And the cum flash are like, we're after you, Jay. Then Barry's running around a thing trying to catch lightning. He's flirting with his sister really inappropriately. Just like, so you think I'm amazing? You think I'm... Or his mum... He's flirting with one of his family anyway. Barry storms off in a huff because the script told him to. And then they go to... this is where I got to. Then they got to a house. I think this is the old house from season 1. They get to this house and Bart just starts crying because the cum flash jizzed all over Jay Garrick and killed him. And he's like, and this is why they're my nemesis. And then he starts crying. And he's got tears literally just like pouring down and dripping off his face. And I said, I'm done. I'm done with this absolute shite. I'm done. Thank you very much. From here on in, I'm out. I couldn't watch anymore. We're less than halfway through the episode. Probably about 40% of the way through. I couldn't watch another minute. This was the most excruciating thing I've watched since Batwoman. And I know you might say, well, it's only been a couple of weeks since Batwoman. You don't know the mental scars I carry, okay? There are many. There are so many of them. So yes, I can kind of understand. Well, when I say kind of understand, I mean complete and utterly understand why The Flash has no viewers anymore. The show is absolutely appallingly written. The special effects are some of the most I've ever seen. The acting is abysmal. Everyone just seems to be dialing it in now. It's season 7. No one cares. It tries to play off emotional feeling, and there's no emotion there whatsoever. It's so disjointed. It's got a season 8 coming. It's got another season coming. I got a feeling that's probably going to be the final season. Probably for virtually everything to do with the Arrowverse. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links there in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.